Do you remember me, human? I once saved the alien queen's life and battle explosions chewed the trench line.
Sergeant.
Mara Kade gripped PVT Ellis's harness. She yanked him backward into the crater. Mud sucked at her boots.
Another shell screamed overhead and detonated 50 meters off.
Shrapnel pinged off her helmet.
Move! Crater's our hole!
Mara barked. She lunged for the next body. Corporal Ruiz, leg mangled, screaming. Mara slung his arm over her shoulder. Dead weight. She powered through, dumping him beside Ellis. The artillery walk shifted closer. Boom. Dirt rained down. Mara scanned the lip. 3 more wounded sprawled in the open. No time. She vaulted out, grabbed the first by his vest, dragged him in one pull. Shells marched relentlessly. The human squad, 15 left, huddled in the crater's curve. Alien guards ringed the far edge, their iridescent scales glinting under flare light. A shadow blocked the sky. 4 alien warriors dropped in, plasma rifles leveled at Mara's troops. Their queen followed. Tall, armored in segmented crystal plate that hummed with energy fields, antennae twitched atop her crested head. 4 arms, 2 clutching a command scepter, 2 free. Queen Sereth Vey pointed one slender finger at Mara. Do you remember me? Mara froze mid-reload. The queen's voice cut through the barrage, melodic, edged with static from the translator implant. Mara remembered. 6 months back, on the treaty world. Mara had pulled her from a sabotaged shuttle wreck. No fanfare. Just did the job. Ma'am. Mara snapped her rifle up, not at the queen. Toward the trench rim. Crater's hot. Artillery's walking our way. Sereth's multifaceted eyes locked on Mara. She waved her guards down. Stand down. This human saved me once. She will again. Rifles lowered a fraction. Mara didn't wait. She grabbed the last wounded trooper, human, and heaved him inside. Shells pounded closer. The crater shuddered. Commander Juno Reyes slid down the opposite side, face smeared with camo paint. Kade? Status? Crater holding, sir. 8 humans, 4 wounded. Queen's here with her escort.
Mara jerked her thumb.
Reyes's eyes narrowed at the aliens. Treaty says protect her. Doesn't mean cozy up. Corvan, your lines? Marshal Corvan, the alien's blocky chief, grunted from beside Sereth. His mandibles clicked, front collapsing. Drax's forces punched through east flank. We hold center or die. Mara peered over the rim. Flashes lit the night. Enemy lines swarmed. Drax's horde, insectoid brutes with kitten armor and viper claws. But something nagged. 2 uniform on the left. Not a blind push. Flankers, Mara said. She pointed. See the gaps? They're coiling left. Service tunnels under the old refinery. They'll loop us. Corvan tilted his head. Scanned. Sensors. Show direct assault. Pattern. Mara traced the air. Humans call it the cavalry hook. Redirect your squad. Mine too. Tunnels now. Sereth's antennae quivered. You presume to command my marshal? Mara met her gaze. Presume to survive, ma'am. Tunnels or flanked?
Reyes nodded sharp. Humans on her!
Mandibles flared, but Sereth raised a hand. Follow the sergeant. Test her sight. Mara led. She scrambled left along the crater base. Booted a rusted grate. Service tunnel yawned black. Ellis, flare. He thumbed one. Red light bloomed. Mara dropped in first. Knee-deep sludge. Pipes hissed steam. She waved them through. Humans first, then aliens. Saith last, guards bracketing her. Tunnel echoed with boots and claws. Artillery muffled above. Mara jogged, rifle ready. 50 meters. Junction, left to refinery guts. We ambush from there.
Corvan growled behind.
Human improvisation. Reckless. Works, Mara said. Junction, hit. Mara signaled halt. She peeked. Enemy flankers poured in from a side vent. Drax's elites, 20 strong, vibroblades glowing. Straight for the crater. Ambush positions. Mara pointed. Humans low, aliens high on pipes. Concentrated fire. Queen's in the middle. Cover her. Sereth positioned herself. Scepter hummed to life, projecting a shield bubble. I fight with you. Mara nodded. No time for debate. She squeezed the trigger. Rounds barked. First flanker jerked, chitin cracking. Aliens fired plasma bolts. Blue lances vaporized 2 more. Enemies surged. Claws scraped walls. Mara pivoted, stitched bullets across a charging brute.
It exploded in green ichor. Drones, Reyes yelled.
Screeches pierced the tunnel. 3 fist-sized killers dove from the ceiling vents. Red eyes locked. Mara snapped her rifle up. Point blank. First drone shredded mid-dive, propeller bits spraying her visor. Second dive at Saerith. Mara lunged. Tackled the queen sideways. Shield flickered. Drone buzzed past, needle grazing Mara's pauldron. She rolled, fired from hip. Third drone pulped against the wall. Silence fell, broken by enemy groans. Saerith rose, scepter steady. Her guard stared at Mara. Corvan lowered his rifle.
You shielded her.
Without pause, routine Mara said. She reloaded. Scratch? None. Your loyalty. Practical. No oaths, just action. Flankers routed. Last one fled. Claws scrabbling.
Mara advanced. Refinery ahead.
Drax's command skiff lands there. We hit it. Front stabilizes. Reyes comet up. Kadi command screaming. Alliance fracturing topside. Corvan's pushing to pull back. No pullback. Corvan nodded, first time without argument. Saerith touched Mara's shoulder. 4-fingered hand light. Lead, Sergeant. We trust your impossible routine. They burst into refinery shadows. Drax's skiff squatted amid steam vents, engines idling. Warlord Drax himself, hulking, scarred, bellowed orders to reinforcements. Mara signaled. Suppress. Queen, shield, on my mark. Drax roared, vibro axe swinging. His elites charged. Mara flanked right, using pipework. She popped a grenade. Blast shredded 3. Drax wheeled toward her. Saerith's shield expanded. Caught an axe swing.
Energy crackled.
Corvan plasma blasted Drax's leg. Chitin smoked. Mara closed. Rifle butt to Drax's mandible. Crack.
He staggered. She emptied the mag into his chest.
Green sprayed. Drax toppled. Skiff exploded under Reyes's rocket. Reinforcements scattered. Cheers erupted. Human and alien mixed. Back in the tunnel mouth, Saerith faced Mara. You remembered me. Now we remember you. Corvan clasped Mara's forearm. Alien grip firm. Human normal. Our extraordinary. Artillery shifted away. Front held. But Reyes's comm crackled. Cadet, new intel. Drax was bait. Main force inbound. Queen's marked priority. Sasserith's antennae stiffened. Mara reloaded. Together, Mara slapped a fresh mag home and kicked open the service tunnel grate. Rust flaked into the dim glow of her tack light. Tunnels our vein out. Tight, but clear to the auxiliary bays. Move. Saerith's 4-fingered hand gripped Mara's pauldron. Antennae quivered. Evac chopper, inbound. Sergeant. Reyes offers it. Reyes's voice crackled over comm. Kade, confirm. Queen's priority. LZ hot, but we'll punch through. Mara swept the tunnel ahead. Condensation dripped from conduits overhead. No heat signatures.
Chopper's a beacon.
Drax's main force inbound. They'll swarm it. Saerith's iridescent exoskeleton gleamed under emergency strips. 2 elite guards flanked her. Plasma lances humming. Corvan had peeled off topside to rally lines. No argument this time. Saerith waved off her wristcom. No skies. Your tunnel, human. We follow.
Bara?
Nodded once. Practical choice. She took point, rifle low ready. The group funneled in. Mara, Saerith, Guard 1. Vex, stocky with scarred mandibles, Guard 2. Lyra, lithe and antenna twitchy. Air thickened with oil and ozone. Mara unspooled monofilament cord from her harness, tying it taut at the junction. Spray paint marked the left fork. Red arrow, primary. Keeps us oriented, Mara said over shoulder. Echoes play hell in here. Saerith's claws clicked on grated floor. Efficient. Your kind marks territory like hive scouts. Footfalls echoed behind, faint at first. Enemy scouts. Mara upped pace. Tunnel branched right. She slashed paint. Turn 2. Cord snapped tight behind them. Vex sealed the last knot. Reyes commed again. Kade. Status. Alliance brass fracturing. Corvan reports human casualties spiking. Some units balking at mixed lines.
Tell 'em to hold, Mara grunted.
She vaulted a coolant puddle, tack light catching glints of exposed wiring. We're threading the needle. Saerith hissed softly. Your commander doubts? Not doubt. Math. Mara paused at a ladder chute, scanned up. Clear. Humans die covering retreats. We pushed through. Metal rungs groaned under chitin weight. Sareth's guards boosted her when a rung buckled. Mara hit the top first, paint marked the hatch, level 3. Cord trailed like a lifeline. Pursuit grew louder. Vibro boots on metal. Drax's elites, chittering in guttural clicks. Blast door ahead, Mara whispered. She slung rifle, yanked field charges from vest. 4. Puck-shaped demos. Mag seals humming. Door loomed. Massive, hydraulic locked, enemy side bulging with weld scars. Sareth's eyes narrowed. Compound facets gleaming. Rig it? Mara slapped charges in a diamond pattern on the frame. Linked detonators with microfill. They breach. It drops 20 tons on them. 30 seconds.
Sareth drew her ceremonial blade, energy edge flickering blue. Mara hit the timer.
Green lights blinked. Go! They sprinted past. Tunnel narrowed to service crawl. Mara dove first, elbows scraping. Sareth contorted, wider frame wedged briefly. Vex shoved. She popped free. Echoes chased. Enemy squad at the door. Boom. Charges popped, sequential. Hiss of hydraulics failing. Crash, deafening. Screams cut short under grinding steel. Mara checked rear tack feed. Crumpled door pinned 5 elites. 2 twitched, crushed. Clean kill, Lyra rasped, voice modulator translating with a buzz. Sareth straightened, blade sheathed. Your traps, precise, like a queen's ambush. Mara reloaded on the move, mag clicked. Standard demo work. Saves ammo. Rifle spare bounced in her pack. Sareth's lance was low charge. Melee fallback if drained. Mara yanked it out. Queen.
Take this. Sareth's antennae flicked.
Hesitated. Claws wrapped the human rifle. Awkward fit, but grip locked. Your weapon? Backup. Lance for close work later.
Mara demonstrated, walking backward, tunnel curved left, paint arrow fresh.
3-step reload. Step 1, drop empty. She ejected mag. It clattered. Step 2, slap new. Fresh mag seated. Step 3, tug check.
She yanked, resealed. Lock it in your mind.
Practice dry now. Sareth mimicked. Claws fumbled the drop. Mag hit deck. Vex scooped it. She snatched the next, slapped, tugged. Click. Like this? Lock, Mara said. Faster next time. Fire selector here, burst or full. Cord tugged ahead. Mara retied at fork. Enemy chatter filtered through vents. More squads vectoring. Drax's main force funneled refinery wide, but this vein bought time. Reyes broke in. Katie. Corvan's line buckling. Enemy heavies punching auxiliary bays. You're walking into the nest. Mara's tac map pinged. Red blobs converging. Bays are fallback rally. We link up, hold the Queen's banner. She glanced at Sareth. Rifle slung proper now. Stance adjusting to human ergonomics. Sareth's mandibles clicked approval. You arm me as equal, not protectorate. Partners under fire. Mara marked turn 4. Crawl widened to access shaft. Ladders down to bays. Heat rose. Battle rumble vibrating walls. Vex hissed. Contacts ahead. Vibra signals. Tin closing. Mara signaled halt. Peered down shaft. Augs bay sprawled below. Fuel drums, conveyor skeletons, enemy skiffs circling. Drax's replacement warlord barked orders. Hulking brute with quad arms. Drop fast, Mara said. Suppress left. I take heavies.
Queen, mid-cover, rifle bursts on stragglers.
Sareth nodded. Rifle up, lead. Mara kicked the ladder freefall. Hit deck rolling. Rifle barked. 2 bursts. Dropped to scout. Vex and Lyra landed plasma arcs lancing elites. Sareth fired. 3-round burst stitched a vibro grenadier. Green Iker sprayed. Enemy swarmed. Quad arm warlord charged. Axes whirling. Mara flanked crates. Paint can outmarked rally point on wall. Here. Grenade lobbed. Blast pulped 3. Sareth reloaded. 3 steps. Flawless. Fired again. Warlord wheeled on her. Mara closed gap. Rifle stock cracking his knee joint. Chitin splintered. He swung wild. Sareth dodged. Lance thrust to gut. Vex mopped remnants. Bay secured. For now.
Reyes Comed triumph. Kade bays lit up friendly.
Corvan inbound.
But intel update. Enemy orbital strike queued on your grid. 5 mics. Sareth touched Mara's arm. Your routine holds. What now? Mara eyed TAC map. Service tunnels laced deeper, evac vein to allied lines. But orbitals would glass it. Only one play, surface push, mixed forces. We rally everyone. Humans improvise, your shields hold. Corvan burst in with platoon, alien heavies gaping at the bays piled dead.
Sergeant Cade, again.
He clasped forearm. Human normal saves queens. Sareth raised rifle high. All follow the mark. Artillery thundered. Mara led charge out. Cord trailed behind, paint arrows glowing. Trust sealed in blood and brass. But calm screamed, Cade. Warlords' elites breached the cord, flanking your rear. Mara spun. Shadows boiled from the tunnel. Shadows boiled from the tunnel mouth. Vex elites, 4 armed horrors with vibro axes glowing blue. They charged straight for Sareth. Mara dropped to a knee. Rifle barked. 2-round center mass on the lead Vex. Chitin cracked. It stumbled, green ichor jetting. Sareth's lance hummed. She pivoted, thrust piercing the second elite's throat. It gurgled, axes clattering. Corvan's heavies opened up. Plasma bolts sizzled air. 2 more Vex dropped, limbs twitching. Mara flanked left.
Fire teams, bound forward. Her voice cut through the roar.
The aliens hesitated, then adapted. One heavy grabbed a Vex mid-leap, shield bashing its skull to pulp. Last elite swung wild at Sareth. Mara closed, stock smashing its elbow. Bone snapped. Sareth finished with a lance twist through the eye. Silence fell. Smoke curled from vents. Bodies steamed on the deck. Her multifaceted eyes locked on Mara. Sergeant, you marked the path. Now lead it. Corvan stepped forward, his armored bulk dwarfing the corridor. My queen? Put her in tactical command, Sareth said. Mixed unit. Human routine integrates our line. Corvan's mandibles clicked. He saluted with a fist to chest, as ordered. Sergeant Cade commands. Mara nodded once. No time for thanks. TAC map flickered in her HUD, enemy pushing the cord. Reyes confirm rally, mixed platoon fire teams of 4, 2 human, 2 Vex, aliens on shield, humans on maneuver. Static hissed, then Reyes' voice crackled. Negative Cade, return to human lines now. That's an order. Queen babysitting ends here. Mara keyed her comm. Commander, fronts collapsing. Mixed unit holds or we all glass.
Politics, Sergeant, Reyes snapped. Treaty's fragile.
Corvan's doubting our reliability after that bay stunt.
Get back before Sareth snatched Mara's compact.
Commander Reyes, your sergeant saved my life twice.
She commands.
Debate later. Reyes barked a laugh. With respect, Your Majesty, humans don't follow alien chains. COD, extract now, or face court-martial. Human disputes weaken us. Sergeant ignore. Lead. Mara scanned the TAC map. Service tunnels branched ahead, perfect for ambush. Enemy signatures clustered at the cord. Hold fire. Reyes, stand down. Proposing counter. We ghost tunnels hit their flank. Vex heavies anchor shields. Humans leapfrog fire. Queen your lance with my rifle. Pin leaders. Sareth's eyes gleamed. Approved. Rhea's voice hardened. Cade, that's mutiny. Orbital window closing. Comms cut.
Dead static. Jammers lit her HUD red.
Corvan hissed. Drax, his signature. Mara shouldered her rifle. Doesn't change the play. Move paint trail active. They double-timed down the tunnel. Boots and claws echoed. Vex heavies lumbered. Shields humming blue. Humans, 8 from Reyes' company, grinned tight. Rifles hot. First branch. Mara signaled halt. Fire teams Alpha, Bravo. Peel left. Shields up, suppress. Charlie, Delta with me. Bound right. Aliens formed without question. Human style, point man scans, slack supports, rearguard 6. Sareth matched Mara's stride. Her exoskeletal form moved fluid. Lance low. Your commander tests you. Field necessity trumps politics. Mara said. Always. Tunnel widened to a junction. Track is trap. Mines detonated in chain. Plasma blooms shredded bulkheads. Mara dove, tackling Sareth behind a stanchion. Blast wave hurled debris. A human screamed, leg gone. Corvan roared, shield absorbing shrapnel for his team. Isolated. Flanks open. Mara popped up. Smoke choked vision. Enemy signatures swarmed. Drax's elites closing the Queen's position. Comms dead. No Reyes backup. Regroup on me. Mara yelled. Paint arrow glowed ahead. Here. Vex rallied fast.
Humans dragged wounded. One vet, Corporal Hale, grimaced through pain. Sarge, legs toast.
Pressure it. Move or die. Mara eyed the jam. Drax targeted leaders. Queen first. Sareth rose, unscathed. Her hand gripped Mara's shoulder, firm, trusting. Your routine. Mara plotted instant. Counter ambush. Heavies block junction. Shields wall. Fire teams rotate out. Pick elites at range. Korrivan positioned his platoon. Shields linked, forming a blue energy barricade. Plasma fire lanced back. Elites charged through smoke. Quad arms whirled axes. One heavy took a vibro hit. Shield flared. Held. Mara and Sareth advanced, crouched. Rifle cracked elite headshot. Sareth's lance speared another's chest. Withdrew slick. Drax emerged. Hulking warlord, axes twin whirlwinds. His roar shook plating. Queen falls. Alliance shatters. He targeted Sareth. Axes spun for decapitation. Mara intercepted. Rifle butt to his thigh. Chitin dented. He backswung. She rolled under. Sareth lunged. Lance grazed his pauldron. Drax wheeled. Human flee. Mara fired point blank. Rounds punched his shoulder joint. Axe arm slowed. Fire teams poured lead. Vex shields held the line. Humans flanked. Grenades arcing. One elite breached. Axed a human. Kale popped up. Shotgun blasting its face to mist. Korrivan advanced. Shield bashing to a side. Human fire burned true. Drax pressed Sareth. Axes clashed her lance. Sparks flew. She parried. Held. Mara flanked wide.
Queen low. Sareth dropped. Mara emptied her mag into Drax's knee.
Chitin exploded. He bellowed. Staggered. Sareth thrust plants. Lance pierced his core. Green flood. Axes dropped. Elites faltered. Fire teams mopped them. Precise bursts. Shield walls unbreakable. Junctions secured. Bodies piled. Comms flickered alive. Reyes. Kade. Status. Drax signature flatlined. What the hell?
Mara keyed in, breathing steady.
Counter ambush worked, sir. Mixed unit held. Queen's intact. Pause. Understood. Reyes out. Sareth clasped Mara's forearm. Vex salute. Loyalty proven. Again. Korrivan nodded to Mara. Artillery rumbled distant. TAC map updated. Chord reforming. But shadows stirred deeper. More signatures. Mara reloaded. Not done. Push surface. Together. They moved out. Trust forged tighter.
Enemy wouldn't quit. Rhea's voice cut back. Kade. New intel. Drax was bait.
Main force orbital drops your grid. 2 mics. Explosions rocked the tunnel ahead. Vex screams echoed. Something bigger breached. Sareth gripped her lance. Mara eyed the paint trail fading into hell. Only one way now. Explosions ripped the tunnel wall ahead. Chunks of Vex grid showered down. Mara dove behind a wrecked drone husk, rifle up. Vex screams turned to roars as shock troops poured through the breach. Hulking brutes with axes glowing plasma hot. Shields down! Korrivan bellowed from the line. His Vex warriors braced, lances sparking against enemy blades. Sareth crouched beside Mara. Lance humming. They target the junction. Hold or die. Mara's TAC display blinked. Orbital signatures inbound. 90 seconds. No time for retreat. A dead Vex shield emitter lay twisted nearby, its core dark. Batteries from the drones. Human scrap could jury rig it. Cover me, Mara snapped. She rolled forward, mag clinking as she stripped panels off the nearest drum wreck. Enemy fire chewed the ground. A brute lunged. Korrivan shield bashed it back, chitin cracking. Mara yanked 2 power cells free. Vex tech hummed different. Higher voltage. But humans adapted. She pried the emitter's casing, wired the cells in parallel with battlefield twist ties and exposed contacts. Sparks flew. The emitter whined alive, blue field snapping up in a 10-meter dome. Shield active, Mara yelled. Vex warriors surged behind it, lances thrusting through slits. Korrivan glanced back, mandibles twitching.
Human scrap.
Powers Vex steel? Normal fix, Mara said, reloading. She slapped his shoulder. Push! Sareth's command laser flicked on. A thin red beam slicing the dust. Ranges to gunners, 400 meters. Elevation 12. Mark 1 cluster. Mara keyed her squad net. Hail Ruiz Queen spots. Fire for effect. Grenades arced from human positions. Impacts bloomed orange among the brutes. Vex lances followed. Piercing survivors, Sereth swept her laser steady, voice calm. Next cluster, 350. Flat trajectory. Suppress the heavies. Mara fed the calls to her gunners. Human rounds punched holes. Vex plasma melted armor. The dome held, but cracks spider-webbed its edge. Enemy axes hammered it, plasma bleeding through. Orbital drop in 60. Reyes crackled over comms. Cade, evac the Queen. That's an order. Negative, sir. Mara replied. Junction's the choke we hold here.
Static hissed. Damn it, Sergeant, treaty or not.
A berm collapsed behind them. Vexcrete avalanching. Shock troops flanked wide, axes raised. Open ground yawned. 50 meters of kill zone to the next cover ridge.
Sprint!
Mara roared. She grabbed Sareth's armplate. Stay low. They bolted. Bullets whined past. Mara zigzagged, rifle barking suppression. A brute charged the Queen's flank. Hale's shotgun boomed, shredding it. Sareth matched stride, laser painting runners.
Gunners, bearing 270.
200! Vexfire lashed out. Mara hit the ridge first, spun, and hauled Sareth over the lip as the berm fully caved. Dust choked the air. They slid into a shallow trench, gasping. Nice pull, human, Sareth said, clasping Mara's forearm brief and firm. Mara nodded, checking ammo. Teamwork. Corvan dropped in beside them, shield dented. Your stride covers ground like Vex sprinters. Improvisation saves queens. The TAC map lit perimeter breached full. Drax's shock troops. Remnants rallied under subcommanders, swarmed the junction. Axes cleaved Vex shields. Plasma bolts scorched human cover. Close quarters now, Mara said. Blades and bursts. Queen, you point. We cover. Cyrith rose, lance glowing. For the cord! They charged back into the melee. Mara flanked left, rifle tight to shoulder. A brute towered over a Vex gunner. She put 3 rounds through its knee joint. It toppled. The gunner rose, plasma cannon spinning up. Thanks, Sergeant, the Vex called, hosing the pack. Sareth danced center, lance parrying axes in blue blurs. Sparks flew. She thrust pierced a brute's core. Green ichor sprayed. Mara covered her blind side. Left. A shocker leaped. Mara sidestepped, butt-stroked its mandible, then emptied half a mag into its chest. Chitin vaporized. Corvan bashed through right, shield a battering ram. Humans fight like cornered hive rats. Enemy pressed harder. Orbital shadows darkened the breach. Dropships slamming down, disgorging fresh waves. Comms screamed. Main force planetside.
Grid overrun imminent, Reyes again. Cade, extract now, treaty's worthless if she's dead.
Mara keyed back mid-fight, ducking an axe swing. Holding, sir. Vex shields plus human fire. It's working. Sareth spun. Laser offline now. Pure blade work. A brute clipped her arm plate. She staggered. Mara lunged, tackling the beast off her. They rolled in dust. Mara's knife flashed, jammed into the joint seal. The brute thrashed. She rode it down, rifle muzzle to its eye, trigger pull. Brains misted. Sareth pulled her up, loyalty under blade. Rare spark. Mara wiped ichor from her face. Just the job.
Corvan roared triumph nearby, pile of bodies at his feet. See, Marshal?
Human normal breaks us through. But the drop swelled the enemy. Shock troops formed wedges, axes linked in plasma walls. They crashed the shield dome, shattered it. Fighters spilled into the trench line. Mara reloaded, back to back with Sareth. Vex and humans meshed. Lances guarded flanks. Rifles picked joints. Hale boomed shotgun. Ruiz lobbed frags. A brute grabbed a Vex warrior. Mara shot its grip arm clean off.
They're targeting leaders, Corvan yelled. Protect the Queen!
Sareth thrust deep, felling too. But a sub-commander brute, bigger, scarred, bellowed orders, axes converging on her. Mara saw it first. Flank him. Hale flush. Hale's grenade rolled perfect. Blast staggered the brute. Sareth lunged. Mara covered with bursts. The beast swung wild. Mara parried with rifle stock. Cracked ribs vibrating up her arms. Sareth's lance finished it, piercing throat. The wedge faltered. Vex cheered. A low hive hume. Humans whooped, but TAC pinged. More drops, heavier signatures. The cord buckled flanks. Reyes. Cade, Reyes. Politics be damned. I'm diverting Artie. 30 seconds. Get clear. Mara glanced at Sareth. The Queen nodded once, fierce. Together to the ridge. Trust your commander. They sprinted again, mixed line holding. Axes clashed behind. Mara pulled a wounded Vex over her shoulder, kept pace. Sareth marked the last runners with thrown plasma charges. Artie whistled in. The junction erupted, fireballs swallowing the breach. Shock troops vaporized. They crested the ridge, dropped safe. Bodies heaved. Corvan clasped Mara's free arm. Human fire calls the storm. Alliance, steel now. Sergeant, you reboot Rex, pull queens from dirt, guard without question. What drives such loyalty? Mara set the Vex down gentle, checked his wounds. Mission, ma'am. Yours is intact. We push on. Comms crackled. Reyes. Impact confirmed. But scans show burrowers tunneling under. They're coming up through the deck, right now. The ground trembled beneath them. Claws scraped from below. Burrowers erupted in a spray of rock and chitin. Mandibles snapped at the nearest Vex drone. Mara slammed her boot down on one claw, rifle muzzle flashing point blank into its maw. Guts splattered her legs. Contact below. Fire into the holes, Mara bellowed. Her squad leaped back, boots pounding the ridge. Vex lances hummed, plasma lancing down shafts. Sarah thrust her weapon into a rising horror, skewering its thorax. Form wedge, human center. Mara shook her head, eyes on the tac map flicker. Holes spiderwebbed the ground, dozens, closing fast. No straight retreat. Negative, ma'am. Retreat by bounds. My fire team covers your flankers. Alternate leaps 50 meters each. Corvan hissed, mandibles clicking doubt. Human scatter breaks protocol. Protocol dies here, Mara snapped. She grabbed a Vex trooper's arm, shoved him forward. You bound first. My humans cover. Go. The Vex hesitated, then surged. Lances stabbed down as they ran. Mara's team poured fire, short bursts cracking skulls before they surfaced. A burrower lunged at her left. She sidestepped, drove elbow into its eye stalk. Rifle butt crushed the joint.
Bound, Mara yelled. Humans dashed past, Vex covering now.
Plasma bolts sizzled over their heads, vaporizing a flank pincer. They hit dirt 50 meters back, rolled prone. Vex bounded again. Sareth matched pace beside Mara, lance dripping ichor. Your bounds hold. Marshal, obey the sergeant. Corvan grunted assent. The mixed line peeled back in rhythm. Burrowers boiled up, a tide of claws and venom spines. One Vex fell screaming. Mara dropped to a knee, hosed its killer. Suppress left. Grenades right. Explosions chewed the earth. The ridgeline receded. Comms buzzed. Reyes, Cade, status. Burrowers everywhere. Fronts folding. Mara thumbed her mic, dodging a flung rock. Controlled pullback, by bounds. Need ammo relay, Vex cells low, our mags half. A human private yelped as spines raked his vest. Mara yanked him up, slapped fresh mag into his grip. Vex warriors faltered nearby, lances dimmed, energy spent. Ammo share, now, Mara shouted to Sareth. Your cells fit our adapters, swap mid-stride. Sareth's eyes widened, multifaceted gleam. Vex protocol forbade it, queen cells sacred, tuned to royal command, but burrowers crested the next rise.
Adapters. Humans carry Vex spares. Train for it, ma'am.
Mara ejected her spent mag, slapped it toward a Vex drone. Your queen cell for my rounds. Covers both, a Vex lance-bearer balked. Sareth snarled, overriding.
Exchange! Sergeant speaks for me.
Hands blurred in the chaos. Mara jammed a Vex cell into her rifle. Hiss of seal, green light. Power surged, hotter than human rounds. She fired experimental burst. Plasma hybrid bolts shredded a burrower mid-leap. Vex took human mags, chemical propellant igniting their lances in hybrid fury. It burns true, Corvan roared, mandibles agape. His lance spat fireballs. The line held stronger, bounds ate distance. But Tack screamed, Drax's shock troops massing below, burrowers herding them toward the Queen's beacon. Mara's runner, Private Ellis, crouched low. Sarge, plan? Minimal. Ridge 2 click north, party safe zone. Reserves hit burrower vents from east. Tell Riaz, commit now or we drown. Ellis nodded, bolted into smoke. Mara covered his dash, rifle barking. Sareth fought shoulder to shoulder, lance weaving. A massive burrower queen-tusked horror twice her height burst under them. Ground split. Sareth slipped toward the pit. Mara lunged, tackled her waist, rolled them clear. Claws raked air inches away. She fired up into the beast's underbelly, cell overheating in her grip. Sareth stabbed from below. Lance piercing soft flesh. The monster thrashed, collapsed in ruin. Vex stared. Humans reloaded without pause. Korvan bellowed over the din. Humans fight as broodkin. But Queen exposed. Sarith rose, ichor smeared, seized Mara's arm. She faced her warriors lance high, all eyes locked, vox channels open, every vex and human hearing.
Hear me, Sarith's voice cut through blasts. Protocol binds queens to cast shields.
I shatter it. Sergeant Mara Cadet, human of steel and storm, you are my shield bearer. Your life ties to mine. Swear it. Mara blinked, rifle still hot in hands. Vex gasped, hive mind rippling shock. Queens chose from birth clan, never outsiders. Korvan froze mid-swing.
Mission first.
Sworn, ma'am, till extract or end. Sarith's mandibles flared triumph. She pressed her lance pommel to Mara's chest. Ritual seal, biometric lock clicking. Bound now. Vex. Obey her as queen. Warriors hummed assent. Doubt burned away. They bounded faster, fire synchronized. Human whoops mixed with Vex chants. Comms lit. Reyes. Kade. Your runner hit gold. Reserves inbound. East vents. Hold ridge. 30 mics. A burrower wave crested. Drax's banner visible in the swarm. Warlord himself directing. He targeted the beacon. Cyrith. Flankers left. Mara ordered. Vex lancers peeled. Humans suppressing. She and Cyrith anchored center back to back. Plasma and slugs intertwined. A Vex elite crumpled beside them, spines and throat. Mara dragged him clear, patched bleed seal. Sarith hurled charges, blasting a tunnel mouth. You're no drone, Sarith said. Low. Shield bearers die for queens. Humans, live for the fight? Mara swapped cells again. Hers dim, Vex fresh. Live for the squad, ma'am. Yours included. Burrowers thinned under bounds. Ridge neared. But Drax charged apex, hulking brutes with him, axes glowing. His roar echoed. Queen falls, alliance shatters. Korvan met the first, lances locking. Not while humans call storm, Mara sighted Drax, tagged his pauldrons. Queen, your call, prime target? Sarith nodded fierce. End him. Mara squeezed itself.
Hybrid bolt punched chest plate.
Drax, staggered, bellowed, rage. Vex swarmed his guard. Reserves thundered distant. Human arty whistling east. Vents erupted in chain fireballs. Burrowers routed, screaming into light. The line hit ridgetop. Mara waved ceasefire. Panting ranks collapsed together. Human slapping Vex backs. Vex clasping human arms. Reyes on open channel. Kade visual confirm. Front stabilized. Politics can wait. Sarith turned to Mara, lance locked to her now. Shield bearer, you forced trust where none grew. What now? Mara scanned horizons. Scans clear, but Drax vanished in smoke. Push on, ma'am. Alliance holds. Korvan knelt before them both. Human improvisation saves hives. Marshal yields to shield.
But tack pinged faint, deep signatures rising.
Drax not done, and Reyes's voice cut private. Katie, high command queries queen binding. Explain before they pull you. Sarith's grip tightened on Mara's arm. The seal glowed. Lives, linked. Burrowers scratched faint below. Trust forged in fire, but war demanded more. Mara's tack ping exploded with red alerts. Deep signatures punched through the ridge's underbelly, 6 heat blooms scattering behind their lines. Drax's voice crackled over open channels. Gravelly triumph, Queen falls. Alliance dies with her. She snapped her hybrid rifle up, scanned the rubble-choked depression below. Vex warriors milled, slapping backs with her squad, but the pings zeroed on Sarith's position. Queen, flankers, inbound, burrowed under us. Sarith's lance whirred, vents hissing steam.
Her multifaceted eyes locked on Mara. Shield bearer.
Track them. She signaled Korvan with a mandible click. The Marshal's Vex ranks fanned out, lances priming. Mara dropped prone, activated IR overlay. Footprints glowed faint in the dust. Clawed, splayed toes matching burrower scouts, their vents cooling too slow.
She plotted vectors, 3 clicks east, weaving toward the Queen's banner.
Got signatures, closing fast. Reyes, request drone overwatch. Commander's voice cut private. Negative, Kade.
High commands lit up? Queen binding protocol?
You're babysitting royalty while our lines bleed. Explain or I pull you. Explaining under fire, ma'am. Mara rolled to her feet. Sprinted down slope, boots crunching ash. Sarith matched pace, her segmented legs devouring ground. Vex scouts peeled off, lances probing shadows. Tracks freshened. A claw mark gouged a beam. Mara tagged it. Their priority hunting you, ma'am. Sareth's seal pulsed warm on Mara's vambrace. Linked vitals spiking her resolve. Drax fractures us. Prove him wrong. They hit the choke point. A collapsed hive tunnel mouth. Rubble funneled into a killbox. Vex barricades ringed it. Steam vents primed to scald. Sareth planted her banner. Bellowed challenge in Vex tongue, subsonics rumbling Mara's bones. Cowards of the deep, face your queen. Russell answered. Shadows detached. 6 burrowers, cloaks shedding dust. Sinewy frames, vibro claws extended. Optics glowing red. One lead assassin clutched a transmitter pod, antenna pulsing. Mara sighted. Leads got the beacon, guiding something bigger. Cyrith advanced 1 step. Forced their hand. The pack lunged, claws whirring. Vents erupted, scalding jets melted the first assassin's cloak. It shrieked, optics bursting. Corvan charged from flank.
His lance impaled a second twisting. Hive guard holds. Mara fired.
Hybrid bolt cord. A burrower's chest. It crumpled, transmitter signal steady on her HUD.
Third assassin vaulted rubble, claws arcing for Sareth. Mara dove. Tackled the lead mid-leap. They slammed into gravel. Claws raked her pauldron, sparks flew. She drove elbow into its throat vents. Gagging wheeze, pinned its arm. Yanked the transmitter free. Pod beeped frantic. Mara smashed it under boot. Signal died. Sareth's lance pierced the assassin's flank. It spasmed. Optics dimming. Captured. Alliance endures. Mara rose. Pod shards in hand. Last 2 burrowers fled into tunnels. Vex lances barked, plasma sealed them in cave-in thunder. Panting circle formed. Corvan knelt, mandibles clicking respect. Human tracks the unseen.
Captures the call. Marshal stands corrected.
Rhea's channel barked. Cade, Sitrep. That pod was vectoring strike, probably Drax's heavies. Smashed it. Mara wiped ichor from her faceplate, glanced at Sareth. Queen Seal glowed steady. Vitals synced. Good work. But high commands, twitchy. Queen binding reads like fraternization. Politics say cut ties, let Vex hold their ridge.
Sareth's translator pinged.
She gripped Mara's arm, claws gentle. Human command doubts. As did I. Her eyes' facets shifted purple, trust hue, Mara recalled from briefings. Shield proves. Tell them. Mara keyed open channel. Rhea's, bindings tactical. Vitals link warns threats. Saved her from decap. Alliance holds or we all fold. Static. Then. Copy. Stalling brass. Hold ridge. Corvan rose. Human improvisation binds hives. We push with you. Vax ranks cheered, lances clashing, humans slapped pauldrons. Front stabilized, but Mara's HUD flickered. Faint pings resurfaced deeper. Backup beacons. Drax's laugh echoed from scout drone feed. 1 pod falls. Queen still bleeds. Sareth's lance locked to Mara's rifle. More come. Together? Mara nodded. Checked mags. D. They advanced into the choke point's gloom. Vex steam-lit the way. Human scopes pierced shadows. Pings sharpened. 8 now. Tunneling up. Rubble shifted ahead. Claws scraped. Mara tagged. Heat blooms. Flankers. Splitting. 2 vectors on you. Sareth signaled. Her Vex melted into vents. Lances hidden. Draw second wave. Mara crouched cover. Footprints webbed the floor, fresh bleed trails. She followed one, silent.
Peaked ledge. 3 assassins huddled, syncing new transmitters.
Lead synced to a brute signal. Drax's reserve heavies inbound. She whispered, Queen, 3 here. Pods hot. Sareth's voice subsonic. Flush them.
Vents roared. Steam blinded the burrowers.
They fired wild. Claws slashing vapor. Mara burst cover. Rifle barked. 2 down. Lead spun. Transmitter raised. She lunged. Shoulder checked it into wall. Claws grazed her thigh plate. Pain flared, but she locked wrist. Twisted. Pod cracked. It hissed. Drax takes your head next. Soft skin. Mara kneed its vents. Grab throat. Tell him try. Cyrith's lance ended it. Pods dark. But main ping swelled. Brutes breaching ridge east. Corvan Comed. Human Arty. Mara relayed cords. Reyes, fire mission. Grid Tango 7. Whistles answered. Shells arced. Bridge shook. Sereth clasped Mara's pauldron. Your storm saves again. Reyes provide. Artie confirmed kills. Brass wants queen visual. And Kade, you're glued now. Politics be damned. Mara scanned feeds. Front held. Vex and humans interlocked, but Drax's signature pulsed mobile, closing personal. Queen's seal warmed. Shield. Warlord comes himself. Mara racked slide. Then we end him proper. Tunnels groaned. Fresh claws scratched, trust sealed in blood. But Drax hungered for the Queen's throat. Mara slammed the captured transmitter's override code into the command post hatch. Metal groaned. The seal popped with a hiss of pressurized air. She shouldered the Queen behind her, rifle braced. In. Now. Dim glow panels flickered over hollow maps, pulsing red. Drax loomed at the central dais, hulking frame scarred from 100 raids, mandibles clicking fury. 4 guards flanked him, claws extended, plasma lances charging line. Sereth's voice cut the air, subsonic command laced with royal timbre. Stand, warlord. Your brutes shatter on our lines. Drax spun, eyes narrowing on the transmitter in Mara's grip. Traitor's toy. You breach nothing. Guards lunged. Mara fired first. Controlled bursts, chest hits dropped the left pair. She rolled right, boot slamming a console for cover. Rounds chewed the deck at her heels. Sereth's lance blurred. 1 guard impaled mid-leap, chitin cracking. The last slashed at Mara. She parried with rifle stock, drove elbow into its throat vents. It gurgled. Sereth finished it with a precise thrust. Drax backed to his throne pod, claw tapping a kill switch. Jammer holds. Your allies blind. Mara vaulted the console. She tackled low, driving shoulder into his midsection. They crashed against the jammer array, tall spines of crystal emitters humming overload. Drax's claw raked her arm guard, scoring sparks.
Pain bit, but she pinned his arm. Queen? Terms?
Sereth advanced, lance leveled at Drax's primary eyes. Yield your forces. Integrate or die scattered. He snarled, free claw groping for a sidearm. Mara jammed her rifle muzzle under his jaw. Try it. The chamber shook. Distant arty thuds from human guns. Vex burrowers collapsing enemy flanks. Drax froze. Mandibles quivered. Soft skin enforces queens now. Mara didn't blink. Enforces winners. She yanked the transmitter free, slammed its sync probe into the jammer's core port. Codes flashed on her wrist pad. Assassin overrides meshing. Emitters whined down. Static cleared from her comms. Reyes, Corvan. Comms live. Grid echo. 9. Enemy reserves pinned. Encircle now. Orders snapped back.
Human Artie whistled inbound.
Vex tunnelers reported breaches west and south. Drax's holomap lit with inbound pings. His heavies encircled. No escape.
He sagged.
Terms accepted. Signal my packs. Sereth retracted her lance a fraction. Broadcasted. All channels. Drax keyed his throne comm. His voice boomed across frequencies. Warlord Drax yields. Pack stand down. Integrate under Queen Sereth. The chamber fell silent save for rattling vents. Mara scanned feeds on her HUD. Frontline stabilizing. Vex and human icons interlocked tight. No gaps. Sereth turned to her. Claws touched Mara's pauldron. Gentle, affirming. You walk me to victory, Sergeant. Blood debt paid. Mara racked her slide. Just the job, ma'am. Hatch cycles echoed. Corvan stormed in first, flanked by Reyes. The marshal's eyes widened at Drax bound in compliance cuffs. Human leads the breach? Reyes grinned under her visor. Cade's standard op. Brass is watching. Sereth raised her lance. Assemble the lines. Witness this. They marched out, Drax collared, Mara at the Queen's side. Tunnels opened to the surface ridge. Smoke hung thick. Vex warriors ringed the perimeter, human squads advancing from trenches. Thousands watched, claws and rifles lowered. Sereth mounted a captured enemy dais, her voice amplified, carrying to every common ear. Warlord Drax kneels. The fracture ends. Drax dropped to vents before her. Packs echoed surrender calls across the valley. She extended a claw to Mara. Sergeant Cade breaches what none could. Human storm turns our tide. She shields my throne. Henceforth she stands as my liaison, voice between Vex and humanity. Honor her as kin. Vex warriors stamped approval, claws wrapping armor in thunder. Human troops whooped, fists raised. Corvan nodded sharp respect. Reyes clapped Mara's shoulder. Politics sealed, Sergeant.
You're the glue.
Mara stood tall, Queen's claw firm on hers. No speeches needed. But her HUD pinged. A faint enemy signature slipping north. Drax's elites? Or worse? Sareth's eyes met hers. Hunt resumes? Mara nodded. Together. The armies cheered as they turned, alliance forged in fire, but shadows lingered. Mara gripped her rifle tighter. The warline held, but Drax's glare promised revenge. She scanned the horizon. Vex scouts fanned out, humans covering high ground. Sareth moved beside her, lance ready. No words, just synced steps. Corvan voxed, liaison Kade. North trace confirmed. Elites vectoring your queen. Reyes cut in. My platoon's flank. Your lead. Mara keyed chords. Burrowers east, infantry west. Pinched grid foxtrot. 2. Sareth's seal pulsed warm on Mara's belt. Trust your storm. They plunged into the brush, Queen. And Sergeant, unbreakable now. Enemy fire cracked ahead. Mara dropped 2 elites with precise shots. Sareth's lance skewered a flanker. They pressed. An elite grenade arced. Mara dove, shoving Sareth clear. Blast scorched her backplate. She rolled up, firing. Clear. Sareth hauled her to cover. Shield endures. Elites broke. Vex and humans closed the pinch. Last one fell clawing dirt. Reyes reported. Elites mopped. Line secure. Corvan added. Your coordination flawless, human. Teamwork blood from a gash. Teamwork. Sareth clasped her arm. Kinwork. Dusk fell. Camps merged. Vex fires beside human braziers. Mara shared rations with Sareth's guard. Laughter mixed with claw taps. Trust built brick by claw. But night comms buzzed. Scout ping. Drax loyalists rallying deep tunnels. Queen frowned. Mara checked ammo. We ended route. Cyrith rose. Lead.
They geared. Armies stirred behind.
The human walked the Queen deeper into enemy veins. Alliance's edge honed sharp. Mara breached the first subtunnel. Damp air reeked of plasma residue. Footprints webbed fresh loyalist marks. She signaled halt. 10 clustered. Sareth's vents hummed approval. Barra lobbed a flashbang. Blasts echoed. They charged. Rifle cracked. 3 down. Sareth's lance danced. 2 more. Claws scraped walls. Mara pivoted. Dropped flankers. Lead loyalist raised a beacon. Mara shot it midair. No signals. Data cores yielded maps. Drax's bolt hole marked. Core chamber ahead. Mara whispered. Heavy defenses. Sareth nodded. Your breach. Mara synced the captured transmitter again. Hatch yielded. Inside. Drax's inner circle. 20 strong. They whirled. Chaos erupted. Mara laid suppressing fire. Saucerith flanked psychic. Wait, no. Lance work. Vex warriors poured in behind. Humans sealing rear. Drax bellowed from a raised platform. You claim false victory. Mara advanced through smoke. Claim nothing. Take it. She disabled his escape pod. Guards fell. Sareth reached him first, lance at throat. Full yield. Or end here. He slunked. All packs submit. Comms lit. Surrenders cascaded. Warline flipped. Enemy folded. Back on ridge. Sareth addressed masses again. Liaison Kade roots the shadow. Humanity binds us eternal. Cheers shook earth. Mara stood quiet, rifle slung. Competence shone, humility held. But a final ping whispered, off-world reinforcements? Drax smirked faint. Sareth caught it. Next storm, together.
Mara smiled grim. Count on it.
Alliance turned the tide, but stars held more foes.